Hello everyone. This video is part 11 on the past year NIT questions for the chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variation. So let's start. Which one of the following condition in humans is correctly matched with its chromosomal abnormality or linkage? The first option is Klippenter syndrome, which is 44 autosomes plus XXY. Color blindness, Y-linked. Erythroblastosis fetalis, X-linked. Down syndrome, 44 autosomes plus XO. So which of the following is correctly matched here? The correctly matched option is A, Klippenter syndrome, 44 autosomes plus XXY, because color blindness is X-linked disease. Erythroblastosis fetalis is because of the Rh factor, and Down syndrome is trisomy of chromosome 21. So the only right option here is Klippenter syndrome, which is 44 autosomes plus XXY. So the Klippenter syndrome is a genetic disorder affecting men in which an individual gains an extra X chromosome. Okay, that is why it is XXY, because the individual gains an extra chromosome, X chromosome, so that the usual karyotype of XY is replaced by XXY. Symptoms of Klippenter syndrome, named after the physician who discovered H.P. Klippenter, includes female characteristics such as breast enlargement. Okay, so Klippenter syndrome, these syndromes are very important. So you should definitely know about Klippenter syndrome, color blindness, erythroblastosis fetalis, and Down syndrome to answer this question. And in the previous parts also, we have seen multiple questions focusing on this part. So the right answer is A. Haploids are more suitable for mutation studies than diploids. This is because haploids are reproductively more stable than diploids. Mutagens penetrate in haploids more effectively than diploids. Haploids are more abundant in nature than diploids. All mutations, whether dominant or recessive, are expressed in haploids. If you have followed through the previous parts, we have also seen similar questions before. So why are haploids more suitable for mutation study than diploids? The answer is because all mutations, whether dominant or recessive, are expressed in haploids. Why? Because if there is a recessive character, it is also expressed because only one copy is present. Okay, there is no dominant factor to mask the expression of the recessive factor. So the right answer is D. So haploids describe a nucleus cell or organism with a single set of unpaired chromosomes. Okay, the haploid number is designated as X. Reproductive cells formed as a result of meiosis are diploid. Fusion of two such cells restores the normal diploid number. For example, in humans, the gametes are sperm and ovum that are haploid, and when they fuse together, the normal diploid number is maintained. Therefore, haploids are more suitable for mutation studies than the diploids. This is because all mutations, whether dominant or recessive, will be expressed in the haploids. Okay, because there is no dominant mutation to mask the recessive one. So the right answer is D. If a color blind woman marries a normal visioned man, their son will be. I think this question has repeated so many times that now even without doing it, you can answer it. So if a color blind woman marries a normal visioned man, their sons will be. So what is the best way to answer such kinds of question? To write it down. So this is the normal man and this is the color blind female. So color blindness is a X chromosome linked character. So they'll be having all color blind sons and carrier daughters. And if you look here, these are the carrier daughters and they have the color blind son. Okay. So the right answer here is C. All color blind. Because they asked what? They asked about the sons. Okay. So it is very obvious, if the mother is having a particular disease that is X-linked, it is always that the son will also have the disease, because from the father they take the Y chromosome and from the mother they will definitely take one of the X chromosome, and because it is a homozygous disease, both the X chromosomes will be mutated. Okay, therefore the right answer is C. All the sons will be color blind and all the daughters will be carriers. Cri-du-Chat syndrome in humans is caused by. So I hope you have also read about this particular syndrome. It is caused by loss of half of the short arm of chromosome 5, loss of half of the long arm of chromosome 5, trisomy of 21st chromosome, fertilization of an XX egg by a normal Y-bearing sperm. So what is the right answer here? The right answer here is A. Cri-du-Chat syndrome in humans caused by partial deletion of the short arm of chromosome number 5. Okay. So it is by partial deletion of short arm of chromosome number 5. In this, child has abnormalities in his/her facial expression, mental retardation, they speak and cry like that of a cat, heart does not work properly. So these are the symptoms of this particular disease that is caused by loss of half of the short arm of chromosome number 5. So the right answer is A. Both sickle cell anemia and Huntington's chorea are congenital disorders, pollutant induced disorder, virus related diseases, bacteria related disease. So this is a very easy question. The answer is they both are congenital disorders. Okay. Sickle cell anemia is a biochemical disorder in which shape of RBCs becomes sickle shape. That is why it is called sickle cell anemia. Due to the defective hemoglobin, this HbS is formed instead of the normal hemoglobin, and hemoglobin becomes useless for oxygen transport. On the other hand, Huntington chorea is a disease in which atrophy of brain occurs resulting to respiratory irregulations, articulation of the speech and irregular limbs movements take place. Okay, so these are the symptoms of this disease. They both are genetic diseases present in any person since birth. So any genetic disorder that is present in any person since birth is a congenital disorder or a congenital disease. Okay, so both sickle cell anemia and Huntington's chorea are congenital disorders and the answer is A. Sickle cell anemia has not been eliminated from the African population because it is not a fetal disease. It provides immunity against malaria. It is controlled by dominant genes. It is controlled by recessive genes. So what is the right answer here? The right answer here is it has been not eliminated from the African population because it provides immunity against malaria. Okay, in sickle cell anemia, RBCs become sickle shaped, which are not supportive for the growth of malarial parasite Plasmodium. Okay, so it provides immunity against malaria disease because this Plasmodium goes and binds to the RBCs. It affects the RBCs, and in sickle cell anemia, the RBC becomes sickle shaped and they do not support the growth of Plasmodium. So it provides immunity against malaria disease. And that is why it has not been completely eliminated from the African population. So the right answer is B. G6P dehydrogenase or glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency is associated with hemolysis of leukocytes, lymphocytes, platelets or RBCs. So what is the right answer? Glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase or G6P dehydrogenase. The right answer is RBCs. Glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase is the first enzyme of glucose oxidation during pentose phosphate pathway. Okay, RBC contain hemoglobin which combines with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin, which gives its oxygen for oxidation of food. Okay, so hemoglobin helps in movement of oxygen. In hemolysis, there is a destruction of RBCs with release of hemoglobin into plasma, resulting in jaundice. So now RBCs cannot provide oxygen for oxidation of food, thereby causing deficiency of glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase. So the deficiency is associated with hemolysis of RBCs, option number D. Which one of the following is not a hereditary disease? Cystic fibrosis, thalassemia, Hemophilia, cretinism. So what is the answer? Which of the following is not a hereditary disease? The answer is D. Okay, cretinism, because all other are hereditary disease. So what is cystic fibrosis? It is a common disorder of causation rays in which thick and more salty mucus blocks the respiratory tract. The homozygous recessive condition produces defective protein which regulate chloride transport channel. Okay, so therefore it is a hereditary disease. Cretinism, on the other hand, is a disorder. In this disorder, the physical growth, mental growth, and sexual growth in children is retarded. Such a dwarf and sterile child is called as cretin. It is due to hyposecretion of thyroid hormones. This is very important, okay? Remember all of this solution. Like, what are these particular diseases cause of? Then thalassemia, due to defective production of alpha or beta chains of hemoglobin, it is autosomal recessive. And hemophilia, sex-linked disorder due to defective recessive genes. So hemophilia, thalassemia and cystic fibrosis are hereditary disease, but cretinism is caused by hyposecretion of the thyroid hormone and therefore it is not a hereditary disease. So the right option is D. Hemophilia is more commonly seen in human males than in human females because a greater proportion of girls die in infancy. This disease is due to a Y-linked recessive mutation. This disease is due to an X-linked recessive mutation. This disease is due to an X-linked dominant mutation. So why is hemophilia more commonly seen in human males than in human females? Because this particular disease is due to X-linked recessive mutation. This is the right answer. This disease is due to X-linked recessive mutation. Males suffer this disorder since they have only one X chromosome and express any trait on this chromosome. Okay. So in human males, it is seen more because they have only one X chromosome and this is an X-linked recessive disorder. So this is the composition of a human male, and if this one is mutated, then the person already has the disease. Okay, so all the X-linked recessive disorders are more common in males. So the right option is C. A woman with 47 chromosomes due to 3 copies of chromosome 21 is characterized by, I think this question has repeated in different ways so many times. So a woman with 47 chromosomes due to 3 copies of chromosome 21 or trisomy of chromosome 21 is super femaleness, triploidy, Turner syndrome or Down syndrome. So what is the right answer? The right answer is D, Down's syndrome. So Down syndrome is caused by presence of an extra chromosome number 21 and offspring has 47 chromosomes. So basically what is it? It is trisomy of chromosome number 21. Okay, Down syndrome. So the answer is D. A man with certain disease marries a normal woman. They have 8 children, 3 daughters and 5 sons. All the daughters suffer from their father's disease, but none of the sons are affected. Which of the following mode of inheritance do you suggest for this kind of disease? So a man with certain disease, so the man has the disease and he marries a normal woman. Okay, so the man has a disease and the woman does not have the disease, and when they produce kids, all daughters have it. Okay, and none of the sons are affected. Which of the following? Is it sex-linked recessive, sex-linked dominant, autosomal dominant, sex-limited recessive? So what is the right answer here? The right answer here is it is sex-linked dominant. Okay, so the daughters receive one X chromosome from the father. So the man here is diseased. So this is the genetic composition of the man and he marries the normal female. Okay, and all the daughters are having the disease. none of the son has the disease because the Y chromosome goes to the son. And presence of only one X chromosome causes this disease in the daughters. Therefore, it is X-linked dominant disease. Okay, you should also remember that whenever it is an X-linked dominant disease, all the daughters are affected and none of the sons are affected. And this will also help you in solving the pedigree questions. Okay. So the daughters receive one X chromosome from the father and one X chromosome from the mother. Since all the daughters suffer from their father's disease, the X chromosome from the father must be carrying a dominant trait. Okay, is it clear? So the right answer here is B. A normal woman whose father was color blind is married to a normal man. The sons would be, this question also, we have seen multiple times by now. So a normal woman whose father was color blind. Okay, so this woman will be definitely a carrier. And what is the best approach for such questions? To write it down. So normal women with color blind father would be a carrier. So this is the normal woman who is a carrier marries a normal man. And then these are the progeny. Now they are asking the sons. So 50% of the sons will be color blind. Okay, this is one son which is color blind and the other one is normal. I think by now you might have remembered by heart that what are the different combinations and what is the different percentage if you follow all the videos. So the right answer is 50% color blind, option number B. One of the parents of a cross has a mutation in its mitochondria. In that cross, that parent is taken as a male. Okay, so one of the parents of a cross has a mutation in the mitochondria. So the male has mutation. And where is this mutation present? This mutation is present in the mitochondria. During segregation of F2 progenies, that mutation is found in 1/3 of the progenies, none of the progenies, all the progenies, 50% of the progenies. So this is a very easy question. Okay. So what is the cytoplasm in the progeny? The cytoplasm in the progeny is always from the mother. So the mothers always give the mitochondria to the progeny. And since there is mutation in mitochondria in the male, none of the progenies will have that particular mutation. Okay, so mitochondria is an organelle present in the cytoplasm. A zygote receives its cytoplasm from the female parent gamete. Hence, in the given question, the F2 progeny receives the mitochondrial genome from the male parent. So, mutation is not passed to the progeny. You see how they ask a simple concept in a quite tricky way. But if you know the concept, you can easily answer the question. So, mitochondria is present in the cytoplasm and always the mother gives the cytoplasm to the zygote. So, it doesn't matter if the male mitochondria has the mutation or not. So, the answer is B, none of the progenies. After mutation at a genetic locus, the character of an organism changes due to change in. So, if there is a mutation at a genetic locus, if there is a mutation in DNA, the character of an organism changes due to change in protein structure, DNA replication, protein synthesis pattern, RNA transcription. So, DNA has genes which is then converted to mRNA and then expressed in the form of proteins. Okay, so the expression form of the genes is always proteins. So after a mutation at genetic locus, the character of an organism changes due to changes in protein structure. Okay, so changes in genetic locus changes the gene and in turn the amino acid it codes for. This alters the nature of protein synthesis which produces change in the organism. DNA replication is not affected, neither the method of protein synthesis. Synthesis of RNA over DNA template is called as transcription. So none of the processes will change. Okay, DNA replication will take place, protein synthesis pattern will be fine, RNA transcription pattern will be fine. The change in the character of the organism will be because change in the protein structure. sometimes there can be a point mutation that results in the same amino acid. In that case, because we know that there are multiple codons that code for the same amino acid. In molecular biology, we must have read that, right? So if there is a point mutation that does not change the amino acid, then there will be no change in the character of an organism despite a genetic mutation. Okay, so this point must be clear that if there is a genetic mutation, the problems occur because of changes in protein structure. So the right answer is A. Christmas disease is another name for, this is a direct question. Christmas disease, it's a funny name. It is another name for sleeping sickness, hemophilia, hepatitis B or Down syndrome. The right answer here is B, hemophilia. Okay. So we will come up with more questions from this chapter. Thank you for watching the video.